Welcome to BlaXit Live. I hope everybody's feeling well. Everyone's doing well. Everyone's enjoying their holidays, having a well-deserved rest. Welcome to BlaXit. Okay, so Maud, if you can see and hear me, just let me know that I am actually live. I've pressed all the right buttons and done all the right things. Now, I was going to take this week off, actually, but because of some things that have been happening, I decided that they didn't take a day off on the 25th of December when they let some bombs rain in Nigeria. So I'm not going to take the day off either. So welcome to BlaXit. If you're new to BlaXit, BlaXit is all about our repatriation, relocation back to our nation, and that is Africa. And BlaXit is here to guide you back home. It's all about your relocation, repatriation, and our reparations. So welcome. I'm your host. I'm Nyacho Kajabi. I'm also the founder and CEO of BlaXit. So welcome. And we're broadcasting here from Africa. We are broadcasting here from the Gambia in West Africa. We've been coming to the Gambia, 2026 will make 15 years. And I've been living here permanently. February will make 7 years. So, and I've been coming to Africa for over 32 years. I was born in the UKKK. And I now live in beautiful Africa. I now live in West Africa. I live in the beautiful, beautiful Gambia, and welcome. And BlaXit has been dedicated to sharing our journey, sharing our experiences, and also those of others also. But also, of course, championing the cause for our citizenship as African descendants across Africa. That's right, our ancestors were taken, were kidnapped, were human trafficked, were prisoners of war, taken by force out of their own homelands in order to be enslaved by the colonialists. Thank you so much, my son. Some fresh juice from the tree. Lovely. So BlaXit family, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And whatever you're celebrating, if you're celebrating Kwanzaa, Ijuma today, and it's all about our collective enterprise, our joint working together, our inspiration, and us coming together in order to unite. Now, I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about Captain, the president of Burkina Faso. I also want to talk about Niger. I want to talk about Namibia. I want to talk about Mali. I want to talk about Guinea, because there have been some substantial things happening on the continent this year, which is showing that the prophecy that Marcus Garvey, that Nkrumah, that many of our forebears have told, Henrietta Njota, many of them have told. Thank you for joining. Who's that? Josh. Hello, Josh. Welcome, Josh. Welcome to BlaXit. Thank you for joining. Please let me know who you are and where you're from so I can big you up. You don't need to give me your full name, just a first name will do. And you know where you're watching from will be lovely. So thank you so much. So let me shout you out. Hello and greetings, Josh. I hope you're well. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I know many people on their holidays now, so I might not be tuning in, but you know what? If you are here, you're so highly welcome. And, you know, I just send love and greetings to you all. And thank you for being here. Thank you so much. And you're in Zambia. How wonderful. Josh in Zambia. Wow. Yes, that's wonderful. So we're in Gambia and you're in Zambia. Welcome, Josh. Welcome, Josh, from Zambia. That's so wonderful that Africa is uniting. Africa is changing. So many things that are happening on the continent now that I can honestly tell you that if you haven't thought about coming to Africa, now is the time to definitely consider coming to Africa. There are so many places that you can go to. If you want to go to somewhere that's more like, I don't know, a capital city in any major country, you can go to Nairobi, you can go to Joburg. There's so many places you can go to. You can go to Zimbabwe. You can go to so many different African countries that are well developed. You can, and if you want to join in the fight, you can even now go to Burkina Faso. Okay, so look at Ghana. Ghana has been calling us back home. Okay, Gambia, where I live, I was welcomed by the president back home. So we have to now start to look at what would our lives be like. Now, I want to give you a quick comparative. When I was living in the UK and it was around this time of year, let me tell you something, I used to get stressed. I am not going to lie. I used to get stressed because I had to go and buy presents. I had to go and buy, I was like caught up. Not in the sort of last sort of, I would say 12 years. But before then, I would kind of get caught up in the whole commercial, run and go and buy presents, got to get wrapping paper, got to get gift paper, got to go and get food, got to do this, got to do that, got to do this, got to do that. And I realized when I came to Africa, I ain't got to do nothing. I don't have to do anything. This is when I learned about self-determination. Okay, I didn't understand self-determination living in England because we don't have none. Okay, I don't think you're having any in the States. Every time I've been to the States, I don't know like you got it either. You don't have self-determination. The only time I felt as though I've had a peon of self-determination has been here, whilst living in Africa. So Josh, I see where this is going. So I didn't feel like I had a peon of self-determination. But now I don't feel as though I'm subject to corporates anymore. I'm not bought into the corporate manipulation. Forget all the religious stuff. I'm talking about the corporate manipulation where you feel that you are obligated to spend. Oh, hi, honey. Hi, Jeff. How are you, hon? Yeah. I have to... let me invite more people. Oh, please do. Please do. Okay, this is about our liberation. This is about us as Africans uniting. And I'm talking about uniting the diaspora with our brothers and sisters on the continent. I have come here and I am living here and I am loving it. I cannot express to you how much I am loving it. Okay, this is like gosh, how do I say it? How do I say it? It's like, some people say, oh, you're preaching to the choir. I don't know if I am or if I'm not, if you're new here or if you've never been here before, but Africa is the place to be. Honestly, it is. They talk about, Martin Luther King talked about the promised land. This is it. This is it. Honestly, fam, honestly. People have asked me, why haven't you gone back to England? My answer is, what for? What for? So, William, how are you, William? Talk that boss lady. You always make me smile. Thank you, William. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, thank you so much, Josh. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Now Africa is realizing that we've been selling our resources, right, for pennies. For cents, for nothing. We've allowed ourselves to be manipulated. We've allowed ourselves to be devalued. We've allowed ourselves to be underdeveloped. When I say we allow ourselves, the reason why is because we've been under some kind of ghost spell, right, of superiority, of a savior syndrome. We're now waking up out of this savior syndrome. It's called colonization. We are now waking up and realizing that we need our own self-determination. We need to have control of our resources. We need to also start educating our children about ourselves instead of learning syllabuses about other countries, which has got nothing to do with us. And it all starts with education. That is so, so key. It is about us realizing the importance of self-love, self-care, self-determination. Let me say hello to you all. Yeah. So, hi, Sub. How are you? Okay, let me see who this is. This is a long one. Okay, so this is the information book show. You're watching from McConnon. Oh, hi, McConnon. So that's it. Okay, so welcome, McConnon, and any family or friends or supporters or followers of McConnon. We support the Black Book Project. We support what he's doing. And of course, McConnon was here. McConnon was the second cameraman with BlaXit. And we're going back, 5-6 years ago now? Okay, so McConnon, big yourself up, okay? Nothing but love to you. And if you don't know about McConnon's books, go and search them out, okay? I'll see if I can even grab one from my cabinet. Kath, can you grab one of McConnon's books for me from the cabinet? One of McConnon's books is in there, okay? And I'll show you one of his books. So, I love my land of Native America, and I get you, home is home. Like I said, I love my land of Africa, okay, and home is definitely home, okay? That's the way I feel. Africa is for Africans, home and abroad, as Marcus Garvey said, okay? It's the land of Black people. You understand? That is what it is. Now, if you talk to me about Native America, America to me has been kidnapped. I'm so sorry to say it to you, okay? You might have areas there, you might have pockets there, but when people think about America, they don't think about Native Indians, I'm afraid to say, okay? Just like Australia, yeah? The same way they have kidnapped and taken over Australia. People don't think about the Aborigines when it comes to Australia anymore. Okay, it's another kidnapped nation. It's another stolen nation. It's another invaded nation. It's another taken over nation. Okay, the Tasmanians. Go back and look at the history of the Tasmanians. Another taken over nation. In fact, when you look at the genocide that happened to the Tasmanians, it's similar to the genocide that's happening right now in West Papua. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay, there are these beings that go and they kill, they colonize, they murder, they plunder, they steal, they rob, they kill, and they take control of other people's lands and resources. Okay? And we all know who we're talking about, okay? Whether you want to call them the Bluefoot, whatever you want to call them, we all know who they are. And that is their language. And right now, let me tell you something. I'm vexed about what's going on in Nigeria. I don't know if you all know what's going on in Nigeria. Let me know in the comments if you know about what's going on in Nigeria, okay? Let me know if you know about what's been going on in Nigeria. My dress keeps slipping down, sorry fam, right? Let me know if you know about what's been happening in Nigeria. Tell me, and tell me if you agree with it, okay? Tell me if you agree with it. So I'd like to say, Josh's sub, welcome to the International Book Show from McConnon. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you to 471. Glad that you love your land. Yeah. I wish all the pro-colonialists would go back. Okay. So let me say hello to 6. Is that? Hang on. Let me see. Yeah, 699. Great work. Thank you so much. Okay. He said I should run for president. You know what? I will probably be like Ibrahim Traore, very much in his spirit. One of the things that I want to celebrate about all those African nations that I've spoken about is their courage. I want to commend their courage because I want to also make some predictions. As you know, always in the, usually the last live of the year, I always make predictions for the following year, for the year coming, okay? So there's going to be no difference here. I'm going to make some predictions. As you know, my predictions are usually true. I don't know how, but they usually, got itchy nose, but it must be true then. But a lot of my predictions actually come to reality. So let's see if they do this year. And this year, I haven't written them down. So I'm just being inspired, okay? I'm just being inspired, and I will share with you my predictions. Exactly, we know about it, something else. Of course. Do you think, hang on a minute, let's look at things logically. Just a few weeks ago, okay? America, right, was putting restrictions on visas from many African nations, including the very nation that I live in, which is the Gambia. They also put restrictions on Nigeria. Now, I want to shout out to my Nigerian brothers and sisters, okay? Now, let me tell you this. Let me start from the outset. This is not any kind of attack on my fellow brothers or sisters in Nigeria. I love you, I love you, I love you. Whether you're Igbo, whether you're Yoruba, okay, whether you're Hausa, okay, it doesn't matter where you are from, okay? It doesn't matter, I love you. I'm trying to think of some other groups as well, okay? And what I'm trying to say to you is that I love you all, my Nigerian brothers and sisters, but I feel that we have made a colossal mistake in allowing the enemy on your turf, in engaging and collaborating with them on your turf. Now, I don't understand how there's something like 232 million Nigerians, and together you couldn't form a defense operation, an intelligence agent, and Nigerians are some of the most intelligent people on the face of the planet. Why can't you sort this out yourself? Why do you need Ronald McDonald to come in to Nigeria in order to try and help sort out the situation for you? How many states does Nigeria have? Isn't it 32 states? You have over 22 million young men. I'm not even going into the women. Young men who are of age that can be drafted up to your defense, into your armies, into your navies, in order they can be subscripted to go and help, to go and be trained, to go and help sort the situation. Why are you relying on Ronald McDonald, who called, your place a hole? Why? He's bombing in northern Nigeria where the Californium is. How much is Californium? 27 million a gram. Is he not making holes in order for them to go and really go and look for what they're looking for, which is a Californium? Don't you think with what's going on in Europe and the Ukraine and Russia right now and the UK, that he's looking for oil from other places? Because why? Russia's decided that now you have to pay in rupees or yen. Yeah, when you look at what they've done, okay? So they decided Europe, in all of their so-called intelligence, okay, decided that they were going to hold up $300 billion, okay, dollars of Russian money, Okay, this is how clever you think these people are clever. You think just because they look white, they must be smart. Okay, well, let me tell you something. This is one of the most stupidest moves I've ever seen in economics. This is economic warfare. This is financial warfare. Now, this is one of the most stupid moves. You know what they did? They took the interest, 15 billion of Russia's money, interest, right, and gave it to Ukraine. Right, in order to support them in the war. Now, Russia's budget, just for its defense, is 100 billion. You think that 15 billion is going to have a scratch on that? Anyway, let's talk about what they did. You know what Russia did? You know what Russia did? Russia hit back. You know what Russia did? And the reason why I'm telling you is because this is Africa's time. Yeah? Let me tell you, this is Africa's time. So you know what Russia did? Right? And this is how Africa, you can look at this as an example, right, of economic and financial and resource warfare. You know what Russia did? Russia said, okay, you look Horacio. He never said you look Horacio, right? I just added that, right? But you know what he said? You look all ting them you. I can't think of a third word to say, right? He said, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to nationalize 15 billion of your resources, of your companies, of your corporations that you have here in my country. So guess who got hit? Germany got hit. BMW, Volkswagen, everybody, right, that had big companies out there, BP, that's right, British Petroleum. I'm glad they get licked after what they're doing in West Papua. I'm glad they get licked. I'm glad, in fact, all of them get licked because they all deserved it. Because who gave them the good idea that they should go and take the man's money, okay, and go and do that? So you know what that happens now? Now, all of that money is in European reserve banks, okay? This is in the European Reserve Bank. This is money in the European bank. Now, how can they take a man's money out of the bank and spend it? So guess what happened? It triggered an almighty tidal wave across the world where people are saying, Ross, I'm not putting my money in UK, I'm not putting my money in Europe, and I'm not putting my money in America. So guess what? Everybody started to make these silent moves to start to take their resources out of Europe and out of America and out of the UK. Oh, listen. Our happy days. I tell you what, I couldn't be more happy for that move. Yeah? I couldn't be more happy for that move because you know what? It gives us a chance. I'm only talking about this because I'm talking about the impact that it's going to have on Africa. Okay? Now remember, Nigeria has oil. Nigeria has oil reserves. Okay? So listen, now with Russia now saying, no, you have to buy in yen, right? Chinese yen. So now they're bypassing the dollar, they're bypassing the pound, and they're bypassing the euro. And don't forget BRICS. Don't forget BRICS. Oh, happy days, right? So that was the first thing that he done. So he nationalized resources in Russia, right? For those companies, those countries that agreed with the sanction, because it was a sanction that was put against Russia for invading Ukraine, okay? So I'm not going to get into the politics of that. I'm just talking about the economic warfare, okay? And I'm talking about this in regard to Nigeria and to put it into context. Who said the devil's hell with the... Hey! And a true talk, yeah? Okay. So the Bag Talk Network, BRICS, I said not BICS, BRICS, BRICK. You know BRICS? You all know about BRICS by now, I'm sure. Okay, so why is it us black people around the world need to unite? Okay, so let me explain to you. Okay, power in numbers, dear. It's simple math. Power in numbers. Okay, if you don't understand that concept, look at China. Okay, I don't have to tell you anymore. Okay, power in numbers. If you want to look at other nations, okay, united. If you look at the population, the black population on and off the continent, you add all those numbers up and see who nearly has the largest population on the face of the planet. Okay, so one of their One of their tools, yeah, one of their tools is division. That's one of their major tools, division, okay? They do it in order to make sure they can play one side against the other. Because what they're trying to do now is to create religion as a division in Nigeria, okay? Now, you go to Sokoto, okay? You go all the way to Sokoto to go on bomb Sokoto, why are you bombing there when there's been, it's because it's Muslim. When there's been no reported action there whatsoever. So your so-called intelligence, like, I'm sorry, Ronald McDonald, I got it wrong. Okay? Got it wrong. And the reason why we need to unite is because we need numbers if we need to fight. Okay? And when I say numbers, I'm talking economical and financial warfare, okay? I'm talking psychological warfare. The more people they are that's united, okay, the more you put them in fear, okay? People aren't scared of small numbers. People are scared of big numbers, all right? And we need to unite in our big numbers. I forgot to put my phone on DND, so bear with me 1 second while I do that. I'm so sorry. Oh gosh, the screen looks like it doesn't want to go anywhere. Hang on. Do not disturb. Do not disturb. There we are. I do apologize. I do apologize about the disturbance there. So anyway, so I was saying to you, so the second thing that he did the nationalization. So those companies that were there on his turf, he said, okay, well, I will take back what you've taken from me via those countries that are there in my country. I will nationalize a percentage of them. It's as simple as that. Okay? The second move he made, right, it was to make them buy all of their resources, whether it was oil, whether it was gas, whether it was uranium. He made them buy all of the things, whether it was weapons, everything, either in yen or rupees. So he directly sidelined all of the other currencies, the dollar, the pound, and the euro. Okay. The other thing that he did, which was another master move, was that he circumvented certain deals with Europe, with America, and UK. And rather than do those deals with those countries, he went looking for other partners, whether it was in Europe, in United Arab Emirates, okay, whether it was in China, whether it was in Singapore, or even here in Africa. So then other deals were now being brought in with other new partners. Another loss for Europe, another loss for Africa, and of course another loss for the UKKK. So there you have it. Now that is the perfect example, right, of economic, financial, and resource warfare. And that is exactly what they did. They took control of their resources and made them buy from them in their own currency, also in the yen currency and in the rupee currency, thereby strengthening also the structure of BRICS. Now, in one killer swoop. So what happens next? Yeah, all of a sudden, Donald McDonald, what you call him, right? From America, swoops in to say all of a sudden he's worried about Christians. Christians in Nigeria. The same Christians, the same Africans that he described, yeah, as what? He remembers what he described us as, okay? The devil's hell, okay? They're sacred, they're scared of us to unite. They are. I'm just going to read some of your comments. I'm really sorry. been going on, not looking at your comments, John. It's all 22 alike. Yeah. Bricks. Thank you. Yeah. Facts. I agree. I said that we need to unite. Black people are the global majority. There you have it. There you have it. Who said that? I see 1987 there. Badavani, thank you so much. Okay. So, Josh Kodole, people always hide what they have. Okay. Someone said, hi, Nyancho. Tinubu was allegedly facing drug charges. Oh, I heard this. I think, it was a program probably about 7 weeks ago, I think, where someone else was talking about this. So thank you for raising it. I'm going to read your comment. Who is this? Marcia Black. Thank you, Marcia Black 339. Yeah. Hello, Marcia. You all right? One loves this. Okay, so hi, Nyancho. Tinubu was allegedly facing drug charges. He's the perfect person to install as a leader of the biggest oil producers in Africa. He does the bidding of the West and not Nigeria. Now, this is why I am calling on you, my Nigerian brothers and sisters. Okay? If you are from the Kalabari, from River State, Ogun State, Lagos, Port Harcourt, okay? If you're from the north, the south, the east, and the west, my Nigerian brothers and sisters, I am calling on you. I am calling on you because this is your nation. These are your resources, and this is your government that you voted in. Okay, I am calling on you to stand on a business. Do not be passive and apathetic in the destruction of your nation under the guise of terrorism. Okay, because you let the biggest terrorist in. How can you open the door to the biggest terrorist on the face of the planet? Tell me. Who started more wars? Who has started more wars and caused more casualties than the nation that you actually let in? And I'm not talking about my brothers and sisters in America. I'm not talking about you. But let's talk about Nagasaki. Let's talk about Vietnam. Let's talk about Afghanistan. Let's talk about Libya. Now, you know, the list goes on and on and on and on. Let's talk about World War I. Let's talk about World War II. How could you allow? And the thing is, I understand where this is coming from because you got a warning. I heard the warning. I heard the warning from Ronald McDonald, okay? Oh, his name is Donald, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, I know there's a Donald Duck in there. So I heard the warning from Donald Duck, okay? That he put out, yeah, saying that he would unleash all hell on Nigeria. How can you let this, I'm sorry to say it, but this man, this little Donald Duck come and threaten you as Africans on your own land, in your own sovereign, I can't even get the words out, sovereign nation. Nigeria. You know he's doing it because of what's happening in the Sahel, don't you? You know he's doing it because of Niger. You know that he's doing it. You know that France went there crying, Donald Duck, it's me, it's macaroni, and they're taking all the gold away from me. Okay? We know what's going on. They've clubbed together. And you know what? He wants to get access. Nigeria has access to Niger. We know what's going on. And listen, I'm calling on you Nigerian brothers and sisters, north, south, east and west Nigeria. I'm calling on you Nigerians in America. I'm calling on you Nigerians in the UK. I'm calling on you Nigerians all over the world, because I know Nigerians are in China. I know Nigerians are in Singapore. I know Nigerians are in Alaska. I know Nigerians are everywhere on this earth. I'm calling on you Nigerians. I am calling on you. Please stop what is going on in Nigeria. Tinubu, I don't know what his real agenda is, but all I've got to say is that this is not good for Nigeria. In the long term, this is very, very bad for Nigeria. Okay, so Trump described us as a shithole country, says Franco. Thank you, Franco. Thank you for that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm about to say, right, is that thank you so much. Yeah, Bisrael 6713. Hi, Ginny, you look so good. Thank you so much. Thank you for the compliment. Oh, in saying that, I'm just going to come off slightly off subject. I did ask for you, single men and single women that, are good people. I'm not talking about those narcissists out there. Those ones that go around and cheat and they just run to women to see what they can get, I'm not talking about those serial robbers, serial cheaters. I'm not talking about those. I'm not talking about them serial gold diggers, okay, and serial liars and cheaters. I'm talking about decent men and women. I did invite you to send me a text, and I think I only got maybe 10. So if there's more of you, then, join the club. And those 10 seem to be more interested in me. Sorry, I giggle because I was trying to do it to invite more women, but it seems to be more men asking me personal questions. But thank you anyway. I was very flattered. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so anyway, I had some interesting conversations. We spoke a lot about Pan-Africanism, which is, one of my favorite subjects. So, maybe it's not turning into the BlaXit link up. Maybe it's just turning into an all-out conversation about Pan-Africanism, and I'm happy to do that and to discuss that. It's so important that we do that. Hello from Cape Verde. Hi, wonderful. Thank you so much from Cape Verde. Yeah, Mandem, thank you so much. Have I said your name right? I hope I have. Okay, and you're a single woman, so join the club. Okay, I'm lonely in this group. I need some single women to join. There's lots of men, but hardly any women. Okay, so anyway, on a serious note now. If you do want to, the text line is +220 240 5273. I've taken the BlaXit link up and I've just put it online. Okay, the BlaXit link up used to link up at Solomon's every Sunday a while ago, a few years ago now. We used to link up on the beach at Solomon's, but now I want to make it so we can all link up outside of BlaXit and we can, have those important discussions and hopefully meetups. And never know, we might even be able to, couple people together and, might find love, and some more BlaXit weddings would be great. Okay, so what I'm saying to you, all of my Nigerian, is to start please campaigning against this. I want you to really protest against this. I want you to take your government to task about this, because it is a bad move for Africa. In 65 years of your independence, you have never had a foreign national come onto your sovereign soil and fire weapons of mass destruction. So why are you now? Why are you now? Can I have some likes, please? Some more thumbs up, some hearts, some likes, please, if you don't mind. I would appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm. As you know, we are kind of shadow banned because of our content, because we're very pro-African, pro-Black. So, We would appreciate you. And also, if you haven't subscribed, please, please, please subscribe and encourage other people to subscribe to our channel also. You know, we are, like I said, we are under that radar, okay? Because we are pro-Black. We are under that radar because we are pro-African. We are under that radar because we're calling you back home. And I'm telling you to come back home. Now, do not forget about our New Year sale. 25% from our land in Aneto Sion. There is a new estate opening as well in the new year. I decided to hold back until the new year to launch the next estate and lands, repatriation lands here in the Gambia. Okay, and what's wonderful about the Gambia compared to many other nations is that the land here is in perpetuity. It means you can hand it down to generation after generation after generation after generation. Okay, now, and the lands are beautiful here. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. Gambia is a beautiful, beautiful country, and I need to share more photographs. I need to do more photography. I want to do a lot more in 2026. 2025 was a really kind of weird year for me, a very mixed up year. And as you know, I'm sort of still in court with my divorce case, still in court 3 years now. I'm still there fighting because I shouldn't have to fight for my son to see his father, but I am. I should have to fight for my son to have, you know, any kind of financial support from his father. He hasn't had anything in almost 4 years, not a penny, you know, nearly 4 years from his father. So I am fighting for him to do the right thing by his son. And I'm also fighting for my settlement agreement, which was a percentage of a property that was sold that I did not receive a penny of. And that was also supposed to have been some of it in trust for our son. So yes, I am fighting because I believe in doing what's right. If you want to go and marry someone else, I don't have a problem with that. But do what's right by your child. You didn't divorce your child, and also give me my share. Give me my share. You understand? So that's all I've got to say. So I believe in justice. And this is why I'm calling on justice for Nigeria. Okay, now I'm calling on you, you know, Ijaw Blue Blood. I'm calling on you, Ijaw Blue Blood. You know who I'm talking about, okay? You are like the Jamaicans of Nigeria. I'm calling on you, Ijaw Blue Blood. I'm calling on you, you know, Kalabari people, River State people. You're like us. You have fire in your blood, fire in your bones. Yoruba, Igbo, okay, Hausa. I'm calling on you. Fulani, I'm calling on you, a fire in your bones, fire in your blood. It's time to stand up. Do not allow yourselves to be bullied by the US. Donald Duck is not supposed to threaten you. Donald Duck is not supposed to threaten you on your sovereign land in Africa. Who is he? What is he? Epstein Files star? Epstein Files superstar? How can you let this Epstein Files superstar, Donald Duck, come and threaten you in Africa, in Nigeria, one of the most powerful nations in Africa? One of the most populated nations in Africa. Wake up. Wake up. Because he's just finding an entry point for the rest of them to come through. You don't understand. And you're opening the door. Close that door. You know, listen, I never forget when Muhammad Ali said, you know, there could be, he's in his house and there could be 1,000 snakes, you know, coming down the road. And in those 1,000 snakes, there might be 100 which are his friend. Do you expect him and all the snakes look alike? Do you expect him to open his door? No. He's not going to open his door because he doesn't know which one is friend from foe. Now, you must know, Nigeria. You must know the difference between friend and foe. Donald Duck, yeah, is not your friend. He's your foe. And he's bombing your country. And it was, you know, what I call the Christmas Day sacrifice. Always one. There's always one. I must have lost a lot of weight. This dress keeps falling off me. I'm sorry, guys. Right? There's always one. There's always one, you know. I was listening to Burna Boy the other day in an interview on, I think it was Capital One or something like that, right? And he was talking about, you know, reptilians and you know, so on and so forth, and how some people ain't human. Now, he's in the game, he's in the music industry game, he'll know what he's talking about. I heard David Icke talk about it, I heard other people talk about it, I heard loads of people talk about it, and I've seen some things on this planet that I can't describe. So all I've got to say is that sometimes, yeah, there are beings behind it, you understand, these demons. Yes. Who said that? Sorry, I know I missed. Hello, beloved. How are you? K-A-F. Kafede, how are you? No, is that okay? Okafede, how are you? Hello, beloved. Mwah, mwah. How are you? You all right? Okay. So the real man in the bush. He is using Nigeria to get to Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. The reason why I can't see properly is because I dropped my phone and cracked the screen. Oh, don't ask me why, okay? So my phone is playing up, okay? And the other phone, guess what? The battery got fat and burst. And the other one, the screen blew as well. So I'm on last phone. But I'm going to fix them all because I've got some time on holiday now. I'm going to fix them all, okay? Okay, so he said, tell them the truth. He is using them to get to the others. Absolutely. This is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying, right? He is using Nigeria, right? Nigeria and Niger is there. If you get a map, I wish I could use these devices on this phone and pull up a map and show you, right? But he is using it to open the doorway. And the thing is, right, Tinubu, stop this. Right? Just stop this. Just stop this fraternizing with the enemy, because you're putting your own people at danger. And if you don't think that you can be voted out of power, if you don't think that there can't be a coup on you, if you don't think that you can lose the power that you have today, keep going. Because what these leaders forget is that it's you that put them into power. It's you. It's you Nigerians that put that man into power. You Nigerians voted that man into power. You're Nigerians, you are paying his salary. Don't forget, you're paying his salary. You're paying his fuel allowance. You're paying his travel allowance. You're paying his food allowance. You're even paying for his accommodation. You're paying for everything for that man. You are paying it. So you have a say. Okay? You have a say. Be the power that you're supposed to be. Nigerians, burn fire. Show them that it's not good enough. Show them that you cannot allow these Americans to come onto your soul. And when I say these Americans, I'm not talking about my brothers and my sisters. Let me make it before you will jump on me. No, I am talking about Ronald, right? Donald Duck. Yeah? Don't let Donald Duck come onto your soil. Stop letting these Disney, fairy tales, right? Of success. Because they couldn't even defeat Vietnam. Yeah? Look at what they did in Libya. Look what they did to Colonel Gaddafi. Look at what they've done to Thomas Sankara. Look at what they did to Stephen Biko. Everyone is saying exactly, is wanting to get into Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. That's all it is. We want our gold. We need the gold. We're suffering, and now Russia's punishing us too. Africa, hold tight. Everybody come to the call of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, everybody, right? We got their money. Let's take their money and let's invest it, right, to support them in what they're doing. Nigeria's president needs to get out of that seat. Says that, okay, say real man in the bush, okay. It's not about Christians, it's about all the minerals. Of course it's, when the frick did he ever care about Christians in America? I'm not being funny, right? Did you ever see him go to Skid Row and give them anything? I'm just saying. Right there in LA. Why don't he care about the Christians in his own country? If he cared about the Christians so much in his own country, why did he just stop food stamps? Why did he just stop, was it the EMI payments? Why is he doing such things? Why is he even stopping free healthcare? So if he cares so much about the Christians in his country, why is he doing that then? He don't give two flying F's about Christians. I don't even think he is one. When since is a Donald Duck a Christian? How can you be a Christian and be in Epstein files? Ain't that the original sin? How can you be, you see all the things they wrote about him in Epstein files? If you haven't seen, it's so disgusting, I don't even want to talk about it. There's one girl that came out and talked about how both him and Epstein raped her. Donald Duck and Epstein raped her. Okay? And more than once. This young underage child. This is the leaders. And leaders are human. Okay, leaders are human. They can do bad things just as any other human can do. Just that they just have more money to cover it up. That's all. They got more money and influence just to avoid going to prison. I mean, how many leaders in this country have been bankrupt before? Donald Duck, how many times has Donald Duck? Donald Duck couldn't even run. Listen, who cannot run, right? I'm not being funny, but who cannot run a casino? Who goes bankrupt? I'm so sorry. But who goes bankrupt from running a casino? But Donald Duck went bankrupt from running a casino, and you got him in Nigeria. No wonder they went to the wrong place. Sokoto was the wrong place. Hello, wake up, smell the coffee. He was just aiming bombs at Muslims. But no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. This level of political warfare is dangerous, let me tell you. And Africa, it's time to get rid of all of their bases off of the mainland. It's time for us to start to do our own negotiations with these groups which are funded. And a lot of these so-called terrorist groups are funded by the very same people that you got in your country bombing them. They're funded by the very same corporations, funded by the very same people, and funded by these organizations which only want to come in to take your resources, okay? They are funded by the very same people. So the whole thing is a hoax. Wake up, smell the coffee, get them out of your country. And I don't care what they threaten you. You must have sovereignty to stand on your own 2 feet and just say, no, it's okay, we can manage this. No, it's okay, we can manage this. What does he mean if another Christian blood is spilled? So why is he saying no to the visas for Nigerian people coming into America then? He loves you so much, but he don't want you in his country. He loves you so much, Nigerian Christians, but he doesn't want you to come into his country. Tired of the rhetoric, tired of the double standards, tired of the hypocrisy, tired of the lies, tired of them always thinking they got power and control over us. Africa, stand up. It's time for all of Africa to defend Niger. It's time for all of Africa to defend Mali. It's time for all of Africa to defend Burkina Faso. It's time for Africa to defend Guinea. It's time for Africa to defend Namibia. And Benin and all the other countries that are now standing up and saying no to the colonizers. We are now finding ourselves. We are now finding our power. We are now finding our feet. We're now finding our identity. We're now finding ourselves. You know, for 2026, I told you, no more New Year's resolution. It's all about the New Year's revolution. Buy black, love black. Invest black. And when I say black, if you're a black man, you're African. If you're a black woman, you're African. You're a black baby, you're a black African baby. It's time for us to unite under one identity as Africans. It's time for Africa to unite. Kwame Nkrumah, all those years, made all the plans. A man was an excellent planner. An excellent strategist. He had an excellent political mind. Marcus Garvey laid the blueprint for us to come together. He laid the blueprint of what we have to do. He made the blueprint of showing us that we need our own manufacturing in America, in Africa, and we need to work together. He showed us we need our own blueprint of our own travel to come back and forth to Africa and to take control. He told us that we need to come together despite religion. He told us we need to put our economics and our finances together. He told us we need to invest in Africa. Okay, so let me just go for your comments. I'm really sorry. I've missed quite a few, so. Okay, so I think. Okay, Nigeria president needs to get, okay, that's where I stopped. Okay, it's not about Christians, it's about oil and minerals. Completely, who said that? Okay, real man in the bush, absolutely. Yeah, Elizabeth, yeah. She said, I haven't, it's crazy talk. Real man in the bush said, exactly. And America is $40 trillion in debt. Okay, so real man in the bush, they operate in debt. If you look at every country, right, they have their own departments which manage their debts, okay? And it's usually called a national debt, if you look, okay? You can go and research even your own country and you will see, okay? How much gold do they owe China? Go and look, yeah? As a Nigerian, I'm embarrassed. Who said that? Okay, so Franco, I understand, yeah, but as a Nigerian, I want you to feel proud, okay? And the reason why is not, you're embarrassed of your leader, but don't be embarrassed to be a Nigerian. Be proud to be a Nigerian, all right? Because no matter what, you can change what is going to happen in the future. And as a Nigerian, you can stand strong and do that. So be proud to be Nigerian. Stand down on all fours as a Nigerian. Okay, look at what Nigeria has accomplished in the world. Okay, you can accomplish more. Listen, one person making a mistake, because I call this a mistake. I call this the big Nigerian mistake. But you were threatened. And you mustn't forget that. You were threatened. And you mustn't be governed by fear. We have to get rid of fear. We have to, because that is how they're manipulating us, with fear. We have to become fearless. We must become fearless. And we have to realize that we are divine beings. I don't know how many more times I'm going to say it. Every show, if I have to tell you this, you're you know, listen, even if we break it down, we're all Africans. Okay, if we throw away all this division, all of these different areas, and we just say I'm not in Gambia, I'm just in Africa, just like how they're just in America, but they might be in a certain state. You understand? If we are all one and all the diasporans are one, okay? You don't see what Ghana just did. Ghana made diasporans a 17th region, the 17th region in Ghana. And if every country made diasporans a 17th region and we all got 17th region passports, okay, enabling us to travel across Africa, that will be amazing. It will be the first step in the right direction for us, because the AU passport is just been long, drawn out and full of bureaucracy. So individual countries, if you have to do it by yourself, do it by yourself. Do it by yourself. We can do this. At the end of the day, we cannot allow them to dominate Africa anymore. The time of dominance is over. 2026 is the time to let go of this dominance, of this control, of these threats, of this fear, of this savior syndrome. Keep your aid. We will move forward. It's time for Africa to stand on its own 2 feet. It's time for Mother Africa and Father Africa to stand up united, strong, and say, we don't need you. We're going to do it on our own. We don't need you. We don't need you, America, to come into Nigeria. We can do this on our own. There's another 53 other African countries that can come and help us. We don't need you. We don't need you. We don't want you. We don't need you. So Nigerians, tell them you don't need them. We don't want your help. Get out. Just like that film, tell them, get out. Just like sinners, tell them you're not welcome. Tell them, we don't need you here. No, you cannot come in. No, you cannot come in. Donald Duck, get out. Okay, sorry, don't be embarrassed. Be proud to be Nigerian, because only you can make the change that we need you to see. This has happened for a reason, okay? This has happened for a reason. And the reason is that now we know who the weakest link is. Now we know what we have to do, okay? Now we know who the weakest link is. Now we know what we have to do. We have to strengthen the weakest link, okay? We have to strengthen the weakest link. And the only way is if the people uprise. Don't be afraid of the military, because the military are not going to side on this, because they know that they're trying to start a religious war in order to get to your resources. All they're trying to do is to start a civil war. Wake up and smell the coffee. Okay? Now it says, Woman in the Bush says, the level of ignorance is embarrassing. Africa does not need America. America, and I'm going to say how he said America. America, America needs Africa. Of course! If Congo was to be strong enough to be able to control their own resources, just the Congo alone, with everything that they need for their technology, just the Congo alone could cripple the West. Without cobalt, I wouldn't even be on this phone. Without cobalt, neither would you. Without cobalt, you wouldn't have your TVs. Without cobalt, without certain crystals, quartz and so on. Listen, Africa is the heartbeat of the world. Okay, so Real Man in the Bush said, America has ignored Africa since forever. Now, why is he paying attention to you? No, exactly. Why? Because I told you Putin's move. Boom! Okay? Putin done a killer move on them. Yeah, and now you got to remember that Iran, Iraq, look at all the moves that they've made in terms of restricting the production of oil. Also, look at the moves that they've made in terms of ensuring that oil payments are made in their own currencies. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's abandoning the dollar, abandoning the euro, and abandoning the pound. Okay, he banned 30 of the 54 African countries. So we're talking about the visas. Yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Who wants to go there anyway? Yeah, we have to stop wanting to go there and saying that this is our savior, and we need to start building Africa. We need to stop going to America, going to the UK, trying to see these places as superior. They're not. What they are tax havens. They're there as tax honey traps in order to trap your money and keep you enslaved. Now wake up and smell the coffee. We have to do this, right? And I'm talking about Ethiopian coffee, because you know Ethiopian coffee is nice. I even had some coffee from Mauritius. Oh my gosh, that coffee from Mauritius was delicious. Yeah, I went to Mauritius. I liked it very much there. But anyway, yeah, exactly. You said if he cares that much, why did he ban those other African countries? Exactly. So Brickayem. Okay, listen. Oh, you're in Mauritius now? Okay, I stayed in Grand Bay. When I was in Mauritius. Very, very nice. I stayed in the Lux Hotel. It was a very nice hotel, actually. But anyway, I'm gonna end on my predictions for 2026. Okay, I haven't answered your questions. I will come back in the new year. Yeah, with your questions. I'm gonna carry them out. Oh, you're in Perry Bear. I know where that is. Okay, how wonderful. So you see, we are all over the world, BlaXit family. So firstly, before this is our last broadcast of this year, so I want to say thank you. Okay, thank you to each and every one of you, you know, the 61,000 of you that have subscribed to BlaXit over the years. Thank you, all 61,100 and what have you of you. Thank you so much for subscribing to BlaXit. We've had over 5 million something views. So I want to thank all of those you for all of those 5 million and something views. I can't remember the number, I'm so sorry. Right, but I appreciate them. Okay, I want to say thank you for watching our content. Thank you for sharing our content. And I know this year it was really sketchy with regard to our content, but I do promise you that next year I am going to be, you know, making an improvement in terms of putting out more content regularly, even if it's just content like this. And I'm doing it more so because I believe that the way to unite is by communicating and showing you things, because a lot of people, you know, are doing the same thing. I don't want to copy. I honestly want us to unite. And 2222222. That's the number, okay? 222. I see these numbers come up. So 22 views, 22 likes. So that's the number. Go and look it up. The meaning of that number. Google that number on what do you call it? Yeah, one of those search engines. Okay. So hiya, how are you? Hello, beauty. Who said that? Okay, I think that's Susan. Hi, Susan. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, you're from America. Someone said, Elizabeth said to me, don't do Boko Haram, but Donald Duck, get out. You know what? We need to look at what is Boko Haram. I want you, seriously, I'm not joking with you, right? I want you to look at what is Boko Haram, who funds Boko Haram, and where do they come from, and why are they in the north? And then I want you to look at Californium, okay? Californium was worth 27 million. I don't know what it's worth now, a gram, okay? And it's only found in northern Nigeria, okay? So may Allah bless you abundantly. Thank you so much. Dedicating you to Africa and to Ghana, brother here. Oh, thank you, Claw. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Yeah. Listen, anyone who's causing death and debauchery, I don't want them in Africa. Okay? Anyone who's causing death and debauchery to their own people, right? I don't want them in Africa unless, and let me just say unless, because we do need people who can fight and defend their nation, Okay, we do need people that can stand up for their people. We do need people that can stand up for Pan-Africanism. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that, as Malcolm X said, by all means necessary. Sometimes not all of our kinfolk or our skinfolk are our folk, as they say, or whatever the saying goes. Okay, so sometimes our own people are working against us, and we must realize, you know, there are some people that are not working for the best interests of their country. There are some leaders which are not working for the best interests of their country. They're working for the corporations, yeah, who are taking all of the resources and giving them back hardly anything. And the people in the country, although it's their resources, they're getting nothing. So while these big corporations are getting fat and rich, the people in the country can't even afford to light their villages. That I do not agree with. Okay, so me, I'm for power for the people. Okay, I'm for power for the people, because at the end of the day, we have to look after one another. We have to look after each other. So I'm dedicating this program, my last program in 2025, to my brothers and sisters in Nigeria. Yeah, north, south, east, west, global Nigerians. I'm calling you to stop this nonsense. Take Donald Duck out of Nigeria now. Deal with your own issues yourself. He's not asking Nigeria to go into America to deal with all of the mass shootings, is he? How many mass shootings are there in America every week? Is he inviting Nigeria to come and help with those, needing your intelligence? Stop this. Stop this. This is all about superiority. This is all about colonial superiority. It's all about imperialistic power games. So Nigeria, I'm calling on you. Please do what you have to do, right? Whatever you can do. A social media campaign, do it. A protest, do it. A boycott, do it. A vote of no confidence, do it. But take your enemies off your soil. How can you have the same people that enslaved you, enslaved your ancestors, killed and mutilated them? How can you have the same people on your soil as your saviors? Wake up. Kalabari people, Ijo blue blood people, Hausa, Fulani, Igbo, Yoruba, all the other groups I'm not even aware of, Fulani, please wake up, unite. You have the wickedest eagle on your African soil. You have to destroy this eagle on your soil. This eagle is flying high to spy on the Sahel. All African nations need to come together now. Yes, Franco said rare earth minerals exist in the northeast Nigeria. Absolutely. Yeah. How are you doing, my sister? Papa, I'm good, Papa. How are you? Yeah. Roberto says that's true. Claude says, please tell our people that only partnership can make us stronger and wealthier. Yeah, well, we're not doing partnership. This is the problem. We're doing poverty. We're doing poverty. We've been doing poverty for way too long. Poverty is where they take and there's no reciprocation. It's like being in a one-sided relationship where you give, but you get nothing in return. Nothing in return. They give you nothing in return. Do you stay in a relationship like that? Hell no. Because reciprocation doesn't always have to be the same thing. But reciprocation is important. Okay, Claude said Nigeria is moving from the frying pan into the fire. Absolutely, absolutely. I totally agree. Now, let me give you some of my predictions. Yeah, going to give you some of my predictions for 2026. So I believe in 2026, I believe that Donald Duck will be forced to vacate his position. Yes. I believe Donald Duck will be forced to vacate his position. I believe there's going to be far more exposure about deviant behavior by people in powerful positions. I believe that there's going to be a watershed. There's going to be floodgates. There's going to be a lot of information. And I believe they're going to try and suppress it, but it's going to be pushed out. Okay? I also, unfortunately, think there's going to be a lot more natural and unnatural disasters. When I say unnatural disasters, I think there's going to be more use of weather machines like HARP and other weather wave machines, which have been used to cause many different types of weather conditions for a use of war against certain nations. So you will see it. Okay, you will see it being used, some of these war machines. I also believe that CERN, the central collider in CERN, I think that there's going to be the opening of some kind of wormhole or other dimensional hole or something that they're going to try to hide, but it's going to open up some kind of energy into this planet, another dimensional energy into this planet. I do think that that's definitely going to happen through CERN kaleidoscope. Okay, and should I say more? Maybe not. I won't say what I think is going to happen after that. I'll hold on to that. I also think that there's going to be something that is going to be like a mini kind of civil war in America. I think there's also going to be an earthquake in California, a serious earthquake in California. I also think that the UK, the Home Office in UK are going to go too far with their immigration rules and rights. I think they're going to go too far, and I believe that Asian woman that's in that position as Home Office, I think she's going to get sacked. Also, what's my other prediction? What do I feel? What do I feel? What do I feel? I think there's also going to be another great tsunami. I don't know if it's China, Japan, Korea, Singapore, around that region. I also predict that more African nations are going to wake up. There's going to be a great African awakening. I also predict that there's going to be a huge amount of people leaving America, leaving the UK, and leaving Europe. Okay, I think there's going to be an avalanche of people, particularly with money, leaving those countries and looking for elsewhere to go. I also think that there's going to be a huge rolling of us leaving America and also leaving Europe and leaving the Americas and also the Caribbean and coming back to Africa. I also think that there's going to be, unfortunately, more killings. There's going to be more killings. Between fight-outs between the police and civilians. I also think that they're going to be building more prisons as well. I also think there's going to be more uprisings. There's going to be more protests. There's going to be more boycotts. There's going to be more civil action in defiance of governments. I think there's going to be a lot more action. And on a positive note, I think there's going to be a lot of defiance against this GMO food. I think there's going to be more people growing their own food. I think more people are going to be taking their healthcare more seriously. I think a lot more people are going to probably turn to Dr. Sebi's kind of stuff. And on a positive note, I think that there's going to be a lot more black African-owned business and corporations doing well, aspiring and doing well in 2026. There's going to be an outbreak, a planned outbreak, like a pandemic, like a kind of COVID, spin-off of COVID. That's going to start slowly and then is going to roll out also in 2026. It's already started in 2025, as I predicted anyway. So those are my predictions. My predictions also is that there's going to be more people wearing natural hair in 2026. A lot of us are going to ditch the wigs, ditch the bleaching, and find our African beauty. Okay, especially us women and women, and I'm talking to you men, stop straightening your hair, bleaching your skin. It's very unattractive. Okay, and black women, we're going to stop damaging our skin, and we're going to start loving our skin and start wearing our natural hair. And or if you want to wear a natural wig, so be it. But we're going to start rocking our own natural hair, our own natural skins, and our African clothing. This is a prediction that there's going to be more of an uprising in African wares and also in African music. Now, I would like to say a message to Burna Boy. Burna Boy, there are cultural differences between Nigeria and America and Europe, and certain things you say and do, will come back to haunt you because of the culture difference. Okay, now listen, I don't want you to get this wrong, my Nigerian brothers and sisters. Okay, I don't want you to get this wrong, but you see, there's a certain type of Nigerian sarcasm that you have, and also I've experienced this myself. A certain amount of pride, or over pride as I call it, that can also spill into arrogance. Okay, so my advice to you, my brother, is just to be careful, okay, and think before you say things, because your friends will become your enemies very quickly there. It is not the same as Africa, okay? So sometimes you can say the wrong thing to the wrong person, and it can have a terrible impact on your career. So all I'm saying is treat women well, okay? Find yourself a wife and settle down now, okay? And, treat women well, please, brother, okay? That lady that was sleeping, you didn't know her circumstance. So all I'm saying is treat people well, because we make some money and we can be stars. You don't know what tomorrow holds. Okay, who bring you up can bring you down. And as you said, not everybody's human, like you said. There are reptilians out there, and okay? You spoke about it. So what I'm saying is that they also can make things happen. So just to be safe, be nice to everybody, especially when you need fans to buy your records, okay? Fans to attend your concerts, and fans to love your art. Okay, you're very talented, but that's just a message out to you. We get some money, and sometimes we allow money to go to our head. Okay, and it was a black sister that you did that to, so I was very disappointed. Donald Duck, get out. Okay, so someone said, hi Liliani. Hello Liliani Resurrection. So I'm just going to read some of your comments because I don't want to. Hello, Juliet and Caffrey. Who said that? Oh, Liliani Resurrection. How are you, hon? You all right? So, Carrier. That's not feasible, just hearing about all these things in recent years. Okay, Kemi Baddock will be removed as a Conservative leader. Okay, that's your prediction. Okay, so give me your predictions then. We'll stay a little bit longer. Give me your predictions. That sounds like a lot of civil... Oh, so I just read the comment. I didn't read it out loud because I think that's a bit personal, but you need to get some help, change up your diet. You know, that's my advice. My advice also is that more of us are going to be turning to natural products, like I was saying, and changing our diets. I think that's very much going to happen in 2026. I think there's going to be some product recalls that are going to shock people. Okay, that's another thing that's coming to my spirit, is that there's going to be some product recalls that are going to shock people. Okay, and maybe some people are going to maybe pass away because of these product recalls, and it's going to make us realize that we need to be careful what we eat, what we consume. Kath, thank you for being a wonderful moderator today, and thank you, Liliani. Okay, so thank goodness and gracious I don't aspire to be anyone else other than an African. Okay. Donald Duck, get out. I agree. Let's do Donald Duck, get out. Okay, so thank goodness I speak to people as though I have been raised with civility. Thank mum and dad and immediate family. Yes, yes. Because you see, Burna Boy, you represent us as well. Okay? You represent us. Yeah, and we love you. Okay, we love you. We love you. And we want you to make sure that you remember that you are a representative for us. You are an ambassador for us also, Africans on the continent and Africans off the continent. And I know that it's a heavy burden to bear, but hun, you know, with success comes responsibility. Speech is very cool. Decibel certainly isn't written word, never. Written, thank goodness. I learned that in school. And science and technology, yeah, word, sound, power. You know, remember this. Let me share something with you, okay, that I was taught. In fact, Malidoma Prachusume, the man who I mentioned in the book, I'm still going through the book. This poor man went through so much abuse. They put him into a Catholic school where he was abused. He was even abused sexually. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it. That's why some of our men have problems and we don't realize it, is because we go and put them in these white religious schools where they abuse our children. Okay? But anyway, one of the things that I was about to say to you and that he also shared with me is that we all have a voice, okay? And one voice, okay? Remember, your voice. No one can unhear your voice, okay? No one can unhear your words. And I'm saying this to my Nigerian brothers and sisters. Every word you utter, every word that you say is carried, yeah, in spirit and in flesh. Okay? No one can resist your voice. Nothing can resist your voice. Nothing can resist your words. Okay? Nothing can unhear your voice, and nothing can unhear your words. So use your voice, use your words powerfully. Powerfully. Stamp on the ground 3 times. Wake up the ancestors. because we need to come together in spirit and in flesh on this to get that devil out of Nigeria. Okay? To get that devil out of Nigeria. But we are coming home. Many of the right people are coming home back to Africa. Many of them are coming back home to Africa. Okay? And we're going to unite and we're going to help. We're going to help. I'm putting out the clarion call. Now, everybody, come back. BlaXit for me, 2026. You know what I want? I want as many of you to come back through BlaXit as possible. To come back to Africa through BlaXit as possible. That is my New Year's revolution. Yeah, I want as many of you to come back through BlaXit as possible. I will make more programs. I will do more lives. I will do whatever it takes to get you back home. I'm loving my life. It's so beautiful. You know, on the 24th of December, I was on a beach on Kotu with some friends in Kotu, you know, overlooking the sea, right? It's just so beautiful. Eating the most exquisite food, having the deepest conversation about, you know, Africa and Pan-Africanism and the future of Africa. I mean, you know, listen, this experience is touching my heart in every way. Waking up here is the most beautiful experience I ever had. And I just want you to join me, okay? By coming back home. There are so many different nations, yeah? Africa is like a mansion with many rooms, 54 rooms. Choose one, okay? Choose one. I'm in Gambia here and I will receive you, okay? Gambia, they speak English. Gambia is a relatively small nation. Gambia is affordable to live, affordable to build. It's a great stepping stone. I'm not saying you have to stay here for all your life, but I'm just saying that, you know, I've been here, living here for nearly 7 years, 7 years in February, on February 4th, I think it is. Okay, and I have not turned back. The only place I've been traveling is in the continent itself. Okay? How many times did I say okay? I just caught myself. I need to drink. Let me read your confidence. Responsibility and accountability. Very important. It's just like in a relationship. I always use that as an analogy because it's important, because we all understand them. If you're in a relationship and you have done someone bad, you have mistreated them, you have mishandled them, you have cheated on them, you have lied to them, you have deceived them, you have taken from them, you have not reciprocated, you have gossiped on them, you have, you know, said bad things about them behind their back. You turned your back on them when they never turned their back on you, and you was there for them all the way through. You need to turn back and repent and be accountable. You need to go back and apologize, because believe you, 2026, my sister Karma is going to be ripping out some holes. You understand? She is going to be going in. So all of you people that have done bad, 2026 is the year to try and make amends. Okay? Even me, there's one particular thing that I have to settle, that I want to settle. Yeah, I want to settle next year. And I'm going to put to bed next year. I'm going to fulfill what I said I'm going to do next year. Because 2025 just went by like that, and I didn't quite finish. In spirit and in truth, word, prayer, sound. If you didn't hear it directly with your own ears, don't carry it. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, so many people did that. They didn't know me. They never met me. They don't know anything about me, but went on social media and talked about me like they knew me. And I never met them a day in my life. Never met them a day in my life. I remember once, you know, someone writing, oh, she didn't come home for her birthday. Like, I remember I was separated and already filed for divorce. And it was my birthday, and I chose to spend my birthday with friends. And people went onto social media to discuss how I spent my birthday and what I spent on my birthday and what I did in my birthday like it was any business of theirs. It was absolutely no business of theirs what I do or where I go or whatever I want to do. But they did it in order to try and cast aspersions on my character, to try and taint, taint and assassinate me and make me look like someone who I'm not. Now me, I like to party, everybody does. Yeah, and so what? You know, that's all it is. Who doesn't like music? Music is in our soul and in our spirit. And the fact of the matter is, I could have been cleaning, sitting down and cleaning and cooking food at a friend's house for everybody knows. Yeah? Not actually doing anything special. So it just goes to show how people can be so wrong. So wrong. But they want to cast aspersions on you and then tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing when you're separated, when you file for divorce. Okay? People getting into your personal business, you know why? Because they don't have a good life of their own. People only talk about you because their own life is sad. Just remember that. And the same person that's talking about you will talk about everybody else too. So that person is not a good person to know. Okay? Another thing is that I think that for 2026, me personally, I'm really going to, examine my circle and who's in it. And a lot of people who's in 2025 will not be coming into 2026. If you're not a good friend to me in 2025, you will not be a good friend to me in 2026. Okay? I want to show appreciation to the BlaXit family. I want to show appreciation to Marcia Black, show appreciation to your family as well. And give a like. Oh, thank you so much. Okay? I love you all so much. Okay? Yeah, so let me just read what you said again, Carrie. In spirit and in flesh, word, power, sound. If you didn't hear it directly with your own ears, don't carry it with your big mouth. And from your mouth to the ears directly. Yeah? Big up yourself. Okay. So thank you so much. Cara says, well, I think that's what I've gone through. Yeah? And I can't be certain. I watch the world lose their heads around me. And I've tried to wake up and see if they were okay with no effect and strange behaviors. You're going to see a lot more strange behaviors in 2026. Okay? There's going to be like a difference between karmics and divine beings. So you have to choose a side. It's either you're going to choose a life where you're going to live a righteous life or you're not. Okay? There's going to be a divide. That's what I believe. And I'm standing on the side of righteousness. I don't know what side you're standing on, but let's decide to stand on the side of righteousness. Forward ever, backwards never. Africa unite. Okay? So one love, BlaXit family. I'm going to love you and leave you. This is the last broadcast of 2025 and the revolutions for 2026. Our New Year's revolutions, yeah, is that we're going to buy black. Okay? We're going to promote black companies. We're going to go out and we're going to make sure that we invest in black business. We invest in each other. We invest in Africa. Okay? We're going to buy black first. We're going to buy African first. They're very important. We're also going to find out who we are. Okay? If you haven't done your DNA composite, do it. There are even apps now which can even help you by looking at your features to tell you where you're from. Imagine that. There's an app that can look at your features and tell you where you're from. But I mean, I personally wouldn't rely on that one too much because I did one AI picture and it made me look like a white woman. I think I posted that on the community page. I was so vexed. But and so find out where you're from in Africa. Do that all-important DNA test if you haven't already, or have that discussion with your grandparents and so on and try and find out about your information. If not, you can go onto the website that I posted to have a look at the slave logs, okay, where you can possibly find out as well. Also, when I say slavery logs, sorry, yeah, enslavement logs, I should call them. That's not what they call them, but let's call them the enslavement logs, okay? The other thing is love black, okay? And when I say that, is loving each other, having relationships with each other, trying to make the relationships work. And if the relationship doesn't work, it doesn't mean that you have to come outside of your race. You can find someone else within your race who's good. There are good black men out there, okay? There are good black women out there. There are divine masculines out there. There are divine feminines out there. Let's unite. Let's become as one, okay? The other thing is that we have to come back to Africa. That's the other revolution. If not, come to visit, even if you're not coming to live, and invest, buy a piece of land, please. I beg. I'm going to get as many pieces of land as I can for 2026, because once you have your land, you have something to come back to, something to build on, something to go to. Okay, and I want as many developers to contact me. Developers out there, contact me, please. Okay, I want us to start building. I want to start making BlaXit homes. So if you're a developer and you're interested, contact me. Okay. So good day, hon. Up joy. Yeah. No bad mind. No need be. Keep the energy. Stay far away from. Okay. So yeah, prosperity to everybody. An abundance of good health, good love. Okay. And of course, good wealth to you. Right. Harmony, happiness, and unity coming into the 2026. So next week Sunday will be the new year. So yeah, I wish you all the best going into New Year. Of course, for me, New Year actually typically should be in March, because anyway, it's the beginning of spring, and that's when I used to celebrate New Year in Egypt. So you know, and also some people celebrate in September. So anyway, whenever you do, Happy New Year to you. I love you, and I'll leave you, and I'll see you next year. So I love you, BlaXit family. And remember, please, I call on my Nigerian brothers and sisters, unite and get this enemy out of your sight.